December 21st is right around the corner. Everybody remember not too long ago, we had the Mayans talking about 2012 and the end of the world. Does everybody remember that? Huh? And how the shift in consciousness that we're all experiencing, the great awakening that we're all experiencing, you probably felt a little more, tiredness, a little bit of achiness in your body, a little stiffness in your joints, a little more irritability, a little more pressure, not motivated to get out of the bed. All of this, you see, has to do with the momentum and the energy that we are experiencing that is going to peak on the upcoming winter solstice, December 21st. Now, what you need to do to prepare for this event is extremely important on all levels of existence, right? Not just your physical body, not just proper detoxification and nutrition, right? Understanding that all of this has to do with what you're experiencing on the physical and emotional and spiritual bodies. Okay, so what we all have to do right now is hone into 5D, hone into the love, expand our consciousness, unite, go into this awakening, go into this ascension process with an open heart and open arms to every single sentient being right here and right now. Shout out to everybody listening and watching. I see all of you on YouTube joining me live. If you're listening via the podcast, I see you. This is an incredible time. Here we are again. Remember last year, December 21st, and the fifth dimension, everyone is ascending, everyone is awakening, right? And this momentum is just increasing and the energy is just expanding. Now, I want to begin by talking about the Mayans, talking about how there was a lot of fear and panic and talk about end times back in 2011, 2012, because everyone was talking about the prediction from this ancient civilization that had to do with the ending of the human race, right? And the ending of the old consciousness, right? Now, obviously that didn't happen, right? Now, there's a lot of people that have been coming to this conclusion that it wasn't actually December 12th, right? It wasn't actually 2012. It was actually 2021, right? 2021. And here we are living it in 2021. And honestly, it's even crazier, right? It's even more complex than you can ever imagine, right? It's even more shocking, right? The experiences that we've happened in this time frame, right? Look at all of this energy. Look at all of the changes that have been going down, right? Whether they are bad or good, whether the duality is happening, whether the matrix control created it, whether all of that happened, regardless of that, understand that this energy has shifted. What I'm talking about is the 3D and the 5D shift, right? The going from duality to the oneness, going from separateness to unity. That is a huge shift. And it all has to happen from within. It all has to start from within. I know all of us here listening, watching, you have been guided, right? We've all been guided here to commune, to unite, to bridge the gap between that 3 to 5, to allow other people to ascend. And that's exactly what December 21st is about. This is a time to come together. This is a time to meditate. This is a time to get away from the physical world, to not think so much about your responsibilities or your bodily functions, right? And your responsibilities in the matrix. However, you need to go a little bit deeper and broaden your view into what I like to call the cosmic view. And what's happening right now during the cosmic view is there is a huge shift in consciousness. Right. And if you don't have the antenna, if you don't have the physical body, if you don't have the light body activated, if your emotions aren't checked, if the spirit isn't activated, this shift, this ascension, this energy will just go right by you because you're literally not aware of it. You're literally not able to ascend or to expand into that level of consciousness. So that's why discipline is everything. Preparation is everything, right? And it doesn't matter whether you're into yoga, Tai Chi, whatever mystical energy practice you have, dancing, nature, walking, right? Walking your dog. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, honestly. Whatever that technique, whatever that discipline, that ritual that you have that is allowing you to go beyond this physical dimension, this is essential right now that you hone in and expand upon this practice before December 21st. Put it this way: the more clarity that you have, right? The more fine tune, right, that your antenna is, that you can exactly dial in this vessel here, this antenna, to the radio station that is fifth dimension, that is higher consciousness, right? Think about December 21st as a bridge, as a portal opening up, right? There are dimensions, we know this. There are frequencies, we know this. And you have your own individual frequency, your own individual energy, and then you have the cosmic grid, right? The multiverse itself, all the planets, all the star galaxies, all the suns, all the moons, everything happening, right? And this energy is always dancing and always shifting and always doing new things. And coming up in December 21st, this exact calibration, like a clock going around and all those moving parts coming together, right? All of this is preparing us to go to the next level. However, again, if you don't have the light body activated, if you're so toxic, right, that you can't, meditate or sit for long periods of time, if you are achy and you have all this pain in your body, right, this is a great place to start, because the better activation you have as far as the readiness and preparedness for this, the more that you will get out of it on the upcoming date of December 21st. Now, this is a window, just like any full moon, just like any solstice or expansion time. This is going to last about 4 to 7 days, right? When we get increasingly amounts of solar activity, increasingly amounts of the energy going through all of these dimensions. Think of it like this: those gaps, right? Those layers in between the dimensions are getting so thin. They will get so thin that you can actually transcend them a lot smoother, a lot easier than you would have a month ago or a year ago or 6 months ago. So this is a very important portal. This is a very exciting time, right, for you to tap into higher consciousness, for you to get into meditation, for you to start unlocking this temple here. Remember, this vessel, this thing that we call the meat suit, the body, the physical body, is harnessing that infinite soul. It's the infinite cup right here. This is it. You know what you truly are, right? You know you're not this body. You know you're not this meat suit. You know you're not your personality. None of those thoughts are actually you. You are the infinite cup. Just type that in real quick if it resonates with you. I am the infinite cup. If you're listening on the podcast, jump over to my social media, TikTok, Instagram, right here on YouTube. Get into the comment section. Start sharing some videos or whatever resonates with you, because that's what's working right now. Haven't you noticed this momentum, people waking up that you never thought would have been into quote unquote spirituality, or people that are, breaking free from the matrix and getting independence, whether it's living off grid or growing your own food or getting into a mindset that is beyond the control of the 9 to 5. This is 5D. This is New Earth. This is what's happening, and this is the future here and now. And again, you're either a part of this train, right? You're either on board, choo choo, here we go, or you're just doing the other thing, right? Which is closed off, which is being the zombie, which is going through the motions, stuck into the ego, stuck into the lower self, into those self-limiting beliefs, and not allowing you to project your consciousness to the next level. And this is exciting because now here we are coming up on this very important event in December 21st. If the Mayans are right, we are in for all kinds of changes, all kinds of ascension, all kinds of upgrades. And you can only allow this into your vessel if you are prepared for it. So shout out to everybody, who's been vegetarian, who's been vegan, who's been on this journey for so long, right? Multiple lifetimes, infinite lifetimes. You've been going around the samsara cycles and cycles of birth and death. And here you are, ready for the next level, ready to ascend, ready to just jump into the light, ready to just go all in for 5D. Let me know. Are you? I know I am. I know there are countless souls jumping in. Just type it in real quick. I'm all in for 5D. You see, that's what this has always been about. And you have a very important upcoming opportunity to ascend to that level, to get out of the duality, to get out of that matrix mind control, to get out of all of that programming and understand that you can ascend to the next level. You can actually do it. And your tribe is right here. It's growing, it's expanding. More people are awakening by the second. All these souls are waking up, and the consciousness could not be stronger. This is an infinite time right now to be alive. And it is so cool, isn't it? It's just so exciting, right? Now, if you feel stuck, right, you probably felt more pressure, more duality creeping into your life, right? More attachments. This is what's creating those aches and pains. If you feel pressure, in the lower back or in the shoulders, your joints are stiff. You see what I mean? This is the light coming through. This is transmission, right? So again, we have those solar flares. We have suns, moons, galaxies, star clusters beyond the Milky Way, right? Pleiades, the Sirius, sun, the energy itself going through all of these systems, hitting planet Earth, and here we are. Do you think you're just going to be some stagnant energy? Do you think you can just relax and chill? No, you're going to be affected by that energy, especially if you think you are spiritually awakened, because that means just you're sensitive. That's all it means. Because if you are, quote unquote, more spiritual, right, that just means that you are activated light body more than you are activated physical body. Therefore, you are more sensitive to energy than most people. So yeah, you're gonna feel tired. You're gonna feel grumpy. You're gonna feel these aches and pains. You're gonna feel this grogginess and not motivated. All of this stuff is extremely normal. All my star seeds out there, light workers, chosen ones, the 144,000, you've been through this. You've been through all of this, right? That roller coaster, all of your past lives, all of this momentum. Think about how ready you are for this, how prepared you are for this. Because that's what this is about, right? Becoming the alchemist, transmuting this energy, uplifting the consciousness, going into the next level. Now, the Mayans predicted this. Other cultures have predicted this. The most popular that we know of is the Mayans in December 21st, 2012, right? Which is actually 2021, which is right around the corner. So if you're not meditating right now, you need to start meditating. If you are new to meditation and you're still lingering and you're not having the discipline of a daily practice yet, now is the time to commit. If you're curious about yoga and you're curious about, Tai Chi or Buddhism or some mystical art, right? Sufi, right? Or dancing or getting into something that you've never done before, right? Now is the time to do it. Because that's what going in for 5D is all about. This is the unconditional love frequency. This is trusting your higher self. If your higher self has never been activated, if your higher self has been a lost voice, if you feel like you haven't really obtained that, it will happen on December 21st. It might only be momentarily. You might not be able to grasp it and really channel this into your life. However, you will experience a temporary lift. You see, because those layers in between the dimensions are going to be so transparent that you can actually see beyond your problems, your emotions, and all the constructs of the personality of who you thought you were, and you actually have freedom. That's what the fifth dimension is, right? Pure freedom and restriction, because what's actually creating the problem is something that is rooted in 3D. So know that those constructs, know that those attachments, know that those things that you've been experiencing are all rooted in 3D. You see, in 3D is illusion. 3D is the separateness. 3D is the attachment that is creating the obstacle in your life right now. Therefore, the only solution is going all in for 5D, going into the choice of unconditional love, going into this awareness that you are not the body, you are not your thoughts, you are so much more than this, right? When are we going to start acting like it, right? Remember, these are not just empty words. You have to bring this into a practice. You have to bring this into an actual discipline, into your everyday life. Otherwise, it's meaningless. Otherwise, we're just going around these cycles of birth and death, and the samsara will continue. So now is the time to undo all of it, right? To completely free yourself from those experiences and completely ascend to the next level. That's what this is about, right? It's always been about the ascension. Always. Not just you and your individual karma in your life, but the grand ascension that's happening with humanity and the human race. That's why we're in this cancel culture, right? That's why people are canceling certain celebrities and comedians and politicians, right? And music genres, right? All of these things are not allowed because the transparency is coming through. The old paradigm and what worked in the old paradigm is not going to work in the new paradigm. That's why it's literally called a new earth. You can't do those things that you were doing in the old earth in the new earth, right? So whatever your job, whatever your experience and attachment was through the 3D, you have to let it go. Type it in right now. Set that intention. If you're listening on the podcast, do it mentally with me. I let go of all attachments. You see? I am here to serve higher consciousness. You feel that? You feel that transmission, you feel that light coming through, you see? The more that you have these intentions, the more that you aspire to the next level, the more that you just simply show up, the more the light will come through and the lesser of the load that you will have on your life, you see? Because again, that load, that obstacle, that thing that's been built up and pent up in your life is coming from the 3D. It's not coming from the 5. It's not coming from the oneness. It's coming from the idea that you still think you're separate. You still think that there's something that you have to do in the matrix or some role or some contribution that you think you have to make, when all actuality, you are infinite. You are already abundant. You're already all of these things. December 21st is just going to allow you an opportunity to perceive beyond the matrix, to perceive beyond the veil. If your third eye is opened, you know what I'm talking about. You see, because this darkness that has been spreading, this control, this illusion is nothing new. And remember, the evilness, the matrix, the cabal, the reptilians, whatever you want to call this, whatever darkness, whatever your imagination can come up with, doesn't even come close to the power that comes from the light, to the energy that comes from the light. The light always prevails. You know this. Always. Here we are experiencing the next episode of the light, the next rendition, you see? The light goes through and it expands, right? And then the darkness is going to try to creep in somewhere. However, we are too strong and we are too powerful and we already won. Yes, this spiritual battle is going to continue to happen. This cosmic war is not over yet. However, right now we have this portal, we have this opening, we have this time right now to go all in for 5D and to truly understand what this is about. Not just the chosen ones, not just 144,000, not just people who understand what star seeds and light workers are and quote unquote spiritual people. No, I'm talking about everybody. That's the Holy Spirit, quote unquote, right? That's the Christmas spirit, the Christ, the Yeshua, the energy that is beyond the physical is coming through right now. More hope, more compassion, more kindness, more empathy. These are the qualities of energy that come through with this higher consciousness that is tied to every single sentient being on this planet. There's no way around it. We are hardwired that way. You want to get to higher consciousness. This is your evolution of the soul. Think about how many births you've been doing this, right? How many times? Infinite. So many times, honestly, you can't even fathom it. Billions upon billions of births. Otherwise, you literally would not be listening to this podcast, to this video. You would not be here. You wouldn't be subscribed. You wouldn't even be interested in any of this stuff. So congratulations, right? That's a big deal. Just the fact that we are here talking about this energy, astral projection, Kundalini awakening, getting into how to free yourself from the matrix, how to awaken the Merkaba, right? How to get into your starseed family, how to get away from the norm, right? And the brainwashing from society and actually understand that you are here to live a spiritual life. Just the fact that you are interested in a spiritual life is huge. Right? So this is it. Give yourself the credit. This is the validation that you've been looking for right here, right now. All of that hard work has not been going unnoticed. So December 21st, again, is another portal, another opportunity for us to ascend to the next level. However, if you're stuck worrying about your job, worrying about money, worrying about what your significant other or your partner, who your soulmate is, or what kind of starseed you are, or whatever, this is the limitation. This is the energy that is blocking you from getting to the next level. Look at it from the cosmic view. Look at it from the side of the ancestors, of the angels and the ascended masters. You are already abundant. You are already infinite. Just the fact that this soul exists is proof of that. December 21st, and all of this energy that we've been accumulating, right, is either going to go down one of two roads. You're going to either resist it and you're going to cuddle up in bed and you're not going to want to do anything, or you're going to overcome it and you're going to be the alchemist and you're going to transmute all of this energy, because yes, it's intense. Honestly, this isn't to, devalidate you in any way, shape, or form. I want you to know that yes, the energy is intense. Yes, the energy is coming through. There's a lot of it. And it feels intense in your system because you have to be able to channel it to a productive outlet in your life. I love spirituality. I love, talking about star seeds and light workers and getting into astral projection and higher consciousness. However, are these things useful for you? Can you actually tangibly create useful results in your life? What does the fifth dimension even mean to you? If you're not loving your neighbor, if you're not, smiles from grin to grin when you go into the grocery store, or even if you're stuck in traffic or whatever, then you're missing the entire point of the fifth dimension. You're missing the entire point of what we are supposed to do during this incarnation. Remember, it always comes back down to unconditional love. This always comes back down to unconditional love, right? Because you have the 3D and the fear and the conditional love, and then you have the 5D and the oneness and the unity, which says you are this cosmic, beautiful, angelic thing, right? Cosmic, just infinite energy right here, all spinning and whirling in the 7 chakras, in the nadis, in the 10,000 energy points, going up the Irda and Pindala, going through this Kundalini into this awakening to the fact that you are not just human. You are the soul. You are inhabiting a human body. However, you are the soul first. So never forget that. Remember, you are spiritual first. So what are you doing to act according to the spirit? What are you doing to act according to the oneness of the spiritual side of yourself? Not just the meat suit, not just what you're doing in the matrix, not just what you're serving, to your job and to your family, even your personality, right? Even if you think you're a, mother, father, husband, wife, brother, sister, this is the personality. You are none of those things. You are infinite consciousness in human form. You just forgot that you are infinite. You have to experience it on a daily basis. Otherwise, you will get sucked into these attachments, sucked into this role, instead of freeing yourself from the responsibility of going through that samsara over and over again. So here it is, an opportunity. December 21st is allowing us to ascend to that next level. It's allowing us to truly unite, to truly anchor to the highest cosmic vibration that is available to planet Earth. Now, we call that the fifth dimension, which is just an energy grid, right? Which is just a frequency that we can experience that is rare and unique compared to other frequencies that we have access to. Now, how do you do that, right? If you, again, are into meditation, if you're just starting to learn to meditate, now is the best time to get that practice going. If you're an advanced meditator, now is the time to bring more awareness to the subtle body, right? To these subtle planes of existence beyond the physical. There are many forms, many realms, right? That we can all conjure up, that we can all experience. And December 21st, again, is this opportunity where all of these layers, right? All of this energy between the dimensions, right? You will be able to see. You will be able to go beyond them if you have the vehicle to perceive beyond it, right? That means an open third eye. That means the Kundalini energy needs to be flowing within your body. So if you feel the blockages, right? If you feel you're not grounded, if you feel that you're not creative, right? If you feel that you're not powerful, if you feel you're not loving, if you feel you're not communicating, if you feel you're not aware, and if you feel you're not in tune, then you're blocked, right? This is what I do in my one-on-one sessions. I can't tell you how often I see people during, my clients and everybody that I do readings with, and it's like, we're all blocked, okay? Everybody has energetic blockages. This is not for, only enlightened people or people who aren't enlightened, or I don't care who you think you are or not are, you have energy blockages. Everything is energy, right? And energy is never stagnant. So remember that. You can't just be turned on or turned off or just loving one day and loving, 24/7 and all rainbows and unicorns. That's not what 5D is. That's not what spiritual awakening is. Spiritual awakening is going through the dark, going through your emotions, going through the traumas and triumphs all together, all wrapped up into one. Blasting through the darkness and anchoring to the light. That's what spiritual awakening is. And here's December 21st. Here it is. So yes, more opportunity, more light, right? Which means the light is going to shine upon the darkness in your life. It's going to shine on those, skeletons that are in your closet. It's going to pull all of those things that you haven't looked at, those ideas, those things that you've been pondering, those ideas that you put on the back burner, the things that you are believing that you're not doing. You see? From the cosmic perspective, right? This veil of illusion, once it goes down, you have the opportunity to now look in a more expansive reality than what you had access to before. Isn't that exciting? Right? So how you prepare for this, right, is not only the foods that you're eating, the water that you're drinking. If you're brand new to this, please stop drinking tap water. Get rid of all fluoride. Get rid of all chemicals in your life, including, makeup products, hair care products, right? Think about your environment, your laundry detergent, your soap that you're using, right? The physical needs to be addressed first. Then we can get into the emotions, getting into the shadow work, getting into unresolved traumas, getting into the personality that makes you you, getting into the astrology, getting into the stars, the mechanism, right? Whether it's the human design, whether it's the Enneagram, whether it's this, activation of you getting into the ascension process, right? The Akashic records, whatever your game is, whatever your map is to view this lens, to view this world, we need to expand upon it, because right now, more people need to awaken. And when you awaken, you become the bridge for other people to awaken. So that's what this has always been about. Always. Now, these portals, like December 21st, is just a bridge that is even bigger than the than the China Wall, way bigger than like everything, right? This is a metaphysical bridge allowing people to awaken. So now that your physical body is checked, you feel healthy, you feel activated, you can sit and meditate for long periods of time. You're doing the yoga, you're doing the movement, you're ascending, you feel in tune with the flow. Your higher self is turned on. Now you need to check the emotions. You've done the shadow work. You feel at peace with yourself, right? At the deepest core level. Now we can get into the spiritual life. Now we can get into your dharma. Now we can get into why you incarnated here in the first place. What are you here to do? Do you feel complete? Do you feel like you're checking off the boxes? Like, yes, I did it. I finally did this adventure. I finally, had kids. I finally, met my soulmate or traveled or did that beautiful podcast or show or built that company that I wanted to, whatever this is, right? Your desire system is your karma. It must be acted upon right now in this lifetime. December 21st, this bridge, this portal, it will bring more clarity to you if you do not know what these things are, right? So going back to just energy itself, remember, it's not stagnant. It's constantly moving, constantly evolving. The solar flares themselves coming through, right? More energy, more light transmuting to us, right? That's part one. Part two is, how do we access it? How do we become the container, right? The cup in which this liquid pours into. How do we do that? What does that mean to you? You see, if it's more meditation and you feel blocked in the higher chakra points and the higher energy centers, then that's where you need to start. If you feel blocked in your physical body and uncomfortable all the time because you can't digest and you can't increase this Kundalini energy and enter the light, then that's where you need to start. This is a very custom, personal recipe. That's why you all hopefully are listening and watching before December 21st, because this is a preparation. This is something that we all need to understand in the sense of preparing for this event and getting the most out of it, right? Because that's what it all comes down to. And again, if you're not prepared, if you're completely trapped in 3D, if you think that you have no soul or you're just in this physical universe, then this is going to go right over you. You know, most people are NPCs, right? They're just soulless bodies stuck in a video game, stuck in the matrix, completely unaware. No judgment. I'm here to love. I'm saying this because you have to activate this antenna. Remember, it's like the radio station. Once you dial into that frequency, there you go. You're done. However, if the light body isn't activated, the antenna cannot send that signal out to be picked up. You see, so December 21st is this multiverse, right? What do you call it? God, Krishna, Buddha, right? Nirvana, the awakened one, the chosen one, whatever energy, whatever label you want to put onto this, right? That is emitting a frequency. That is a tangible experience, an action, a verb, a real thing. Have you felt it? Have you ever felt it? Have you ever felt that energy, right? Whether it's through the plants, through the water that you're drinking, through the relationship that you have, through your job, whatever experience, through, childbirth, whatever it is, you see? When then you have these experiences that bring you closer to God, closer to source, closer to the multiverse and the energy and your star family, whatever that is to you, right? December 21st is an opportunity to do that. An opportunity to get even more in tune with this energy, to get even more in tune with your star family, to communicate with ascended masters and angels and your guides, right? To get more clarity on that dharma, right? Your spiritual side, to anchor into the most highest vibration available to us on planet Earth. So start meditating, right? Start, getting into these crystal grids. Start understanding that you have to control your environment. And if you have a toxic, household, or your body is toxic, or your relationships are toxic, right? You feel these attachments, right? You know where to start. Let go of all of this. Cast all of this out of your life before December 21st. Right? Because the more that you do this, the more prepared that you are, the more that you are going to get out of this. The Mayans and these ancient civilization would prepare year round for this event, for these cycles and these events. Because remember, through the moons and the stars, they knew all of this even before it was going to happen, because the stars and the moon, right? We could see all of this through the sky. Now, most people are not aware of what's happening in the stars. Most people can't even see the sky anymore because it's filled with chemtrails and polluted air and toxic everything, right? So unless you're in a clean environment, unless you're away from a city and you live in nature, right, then you can't even see the stars. So that's firsthand. Now, next is being in tune with that rhythm, knowing where the sun is going on your land, knowing where the moon is setting, knowing what planets are out and stars are coming into alignment. You see, because this is the energy that is allowing us to get to the next level. So that you're either confused and you're just wondering, why do I feel so tired? Why am I so groggy and unmotivated today? Why do I not even want to get out of bed? It's because you're subject to this energy. Everybody is feeling this energy right now coming up for December 21st. Everybody is subject to this energy, whether they think they're spiritual or not, whether you have a spiritual practice or not. Everybody is subject to this energy. That's why we have to be the alchemists. That is one of our very big pieces of homework as humans that we have to learn how to do right here, is to be the alchemist. You don't have to be subject to all of this energy. Yes, it's a lot. Yes, it's intense. Yes, this is going to overwhelm you if you don't know how to transmute it. You see? We call that meditation, Tai Chi, again, dancing, flow. What is that rhythm? What gets you in tune with that flow state? What gets you into 5D? What gets you into this thing that is beyond yourself? that becomes the ritual, that becomes the practice, that becomes the thing that really activates you and gets you away from that separation consciousness and activates you into who you actually are, which is the infinite cup. This isn't the limited cup here. This isn't the small cup I'm talking about. I'm talking about the infinite cup. Shout out to everybody listening and watching, right? Live right here. Remember, this is 100% censored, right? Check out Patreon, get to the uncensored content. There's so much happening over there, right? December 21st is a huge event. I want all of you to know that this great awakening is not going anywhere, and the light will continue to expand regardless of the power players that are in control, regardless of the matrix, regardless of all of this propaganda, you see, because the light always prevails. And you'll notice, right? Think about what happened again before December 12th, right? Which is almost 10 years ago, right? And or let's even just think about the last 2 years, right? It's been intense. the challenges, the energy, the economy, the people losing their jobs, you name it, right? This is all circumstances of energy. This is all circumstances of karma. So when you understand the karma, when you understand the energy, right, you are not subject to it. You're not so much in the roller coaster going through the motions. Whoa, I'm getting nauseous. You're actually the one just watching yourself in that roller coaster. You're going to go through it. I'm not saying you're going to be able to avoid it. No way, Jose. That's called spiritual bypassing. You could do that if you want. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm just letting you know that that's called spiritual bypassing, and that roller coaster is not going anywhere. As long as you have this physical body, as long as you're incarnating right here on earth, you're going to be a part of this dance. You see, because you got to take care of the meat suit. You still have to partake right here in 3D. You still have to partake in the matrix in some way, shape, or form until you truly free yourself, right? Free your physical body from the toxins from the matrix, free your emotions from the trauma and the programming that came from the matrix, and finally free your spirit and allow yourself to live the way nature wants you to live, the way that you were truly intended to live before all of that matrix control and before all of the corruption that came in and cluttered up your life. You see, that's what this is about. And December 21st is a bridge to bring more awareness, more qualities of energy to 5D or to that perception, which is the oneness and unity level instead of the duality and separation level, because they all exist, right? It's like when you're driving a car with your friends, and you're on a caravan maybe or a road trip somewhere, and let's say there's 3 people in the car. It's you driving and you have 2 other friends, right? And let's say you're driving and you're really, really hungry. Man, I'm so hungry, and you're just on the freeway and you're driving and you're looking at every single drive-through. You're like, man, there's McDonald's, there's Taco Bell. Oh no, I want something a little bit healthier. There's Subway. Oh no, let's go to the grocery store, man. Let's get some hummus, whatever, right? Let's get some, avocados. I really want something healthy, right? Meanwhile, your passenger, right? They're really rooted in their, sexual chakra, let's say, and they're thinking about procreation because they're in their late 20s, and the hormones are raging, right? So they're looking at every single thing that walks as a target to get on, you know what I'm saying? So whatever your energy is your perception of reality, right? And let's just give one more. Let's talk about the third person in the car, right? That person is a geek. That person is a nerd, right? Waiting to get to that national park, waiting to get to that destination, always telling you, oh, the gas mileage, and we got to stop here, we got to do this, we got to do that, always trying to control everything. You see, this is a projection of what you're feeling. Everything is a projection of what you are feeling and experiencing within that moment. And therefore it changes based on your beliefs, based on the energy, based off that thing that we call energy that you have the access to. You see, so now that you understand all of this energy, right? So if you're hungry, eat the food, right? Bring the energy up to the procreation center. Now we're going on to the next and to the next and to the heart, to the unconditional love, right? To the communication, again, to the intuition, now finally to the crown, the protection. And here we are, awakened through the Kundalini, through this Merkaba, through this advanced technological machine right here, which is your human body, which is the most technically advanced thing there ever will be, right? So understand that this matrix grid is not going away. December 21st is here. Understand that this huge construct, right, of the Great Awakening will never be stopped. The energy and the momentum that is propelling more souls to awaken, more people to ascend to 5D is not going anywhere. Yes, we're going to experience more matrix control. Yes, we're going to experience even more roadblocks. All right. However, nothing should stop you from preparing for December 21st. Nothing should distract you from living a spiritual life and getting more in tune with this energy. Right. And understand that all obstacles are rooted in 3D, are rooted in duality, are rooted in that old attachment of who you used to be. All right. So just let it all go. Say hello to the new you. Say hello to the infinite version that is you. All right. And all this has to do with the Great Awakening, which is happening. Right. So understand, yes, you probably are thinking about something physical, or you might be having some money issues, or thinking about your job, or thinking about, responsibilities, or maybe you're getting a new house, or you're moving out of state, or moving out of the country, whatever the thing might be. Right. Let the energy be your guide. Let the higher self be your guide. You see, and remember, we have December 21st. We have this portal opening. So be grounded. Be in tune with your environment. Be in tune with the stars. Be in tune with the thing that is beyond the physical. You see, that's what this is always about, right? Transcending the matrix grid, transcending the 3D. You're not here to stay in 3D. Remember, you are multi-dimensional. If you just think there is only one dimension and you're just stuck in this square little box, right? It's going to get cramped. It's going to feel tight. It's going to feel exhausting very quickly. So please free yourself from all labels, all boxes, all expectations, all attachments, right? Because that's the goal here. That is the energy that is coming up in the 21st is allowing you to do, right? So you can either resist it and stay into the programming, stay into the old mundane way of life, or you can accept the fact that you are awakening, that you have always been on this path, right? And the only reason why you incarnated in the first place is to wake up, is to complete the samsara, get out of the cycle of birth and death, and finally master consciousness once and for all. That's what this has been about. So for all of you that are here listening, for all of you that have been, on the journey since the beginning, I want to let all of you know that this is just a beautiful quest to be on, isn't it? And I'm just so excited to share this journey with all of you souls that are here. Remember, again, this is a censored video. This is a censored podcast. Everything that goes out is now censored because of this new algorithm, right? My videos are getting taken away. If you want to get around all of this censorship, please jump over to Patreon. The links are at theinfinitecup.com, or if you're watching on YouTube right here live, then just go in the description of the video. If you're listening on the podcast, wherever you're at in this multiverse, then understand that the access of information is limited now. All right. So if you want to get around all of this censorship, you want to get to other people who are already on the spiritual path, if you want to get access to the uncensored content and all the good stuff, then check out Patreon, check out the Inner Circle group, get over on Signal, communicate with us 24/7. It's a great place to be. The vibes are always high. We're really having a good time over there, and I would love to see more souls awakening. We have a Zoom meeting on Sundays. If you want to join the weekly Zoom meeting and the uncensored live streams, all that good stuff, check it out. All right, we would love to have you. And know that this is not going away, right? This energy is not going anywhere. So keep going. December 21st is just a big opportunity for us to dive even deeper into this great awakening and expand into the consciousness. All right. So I hope all of you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. All right. Until next time, infinite love, infinite peace. I'm out.